How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I bought 5 different cryptos last night and want to explain to you today why I bought them. Now, one I bought more heavily than anything else, and then the other 4 I split up about equal amounts. And I've been putting some new capital into crypto, especially earlier this week when we saw a lot of weakness. What I did yesterday though was I actually sold some of the cryptos that either I had a small position in or I just felt like they either didn't have a real narrative, a reason to go up in the future, or some upcoming catalyst, or they just weren't performing well. They weren't doing what they already had said that they were going to do as a project. So with that in mind, I'm going to go through the ones that I bought today. If you guys want to see the ones that I sold, let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, there is the link down there to Patreon in case you ever want to see exactly real time what I am buying and selling. You guys can check out that link underneath the video. There's also a link down there to ftx.us. It's one of the best places to invest in cryptocurrency. It's got very low fees. There's a link to it underneath the video. When you use that link, you actually get trading discounts. So you're able to invest and you get a discount on what you invest on using that link. Also, they do give you free crypto or a chance at free crypto when you spend $10 or more in a crypto transaction. They're also giving back. Sam Bankman-Fried gave $25 to all Ukraine FTX users. So if you guys want to try out a platform that I think is really good, has some of the lowest fees out there, and is actively giving back, you guys can check out the link underneath the video. Now, speaking of Ukraine for a second here, Ukraine actually is taking donations in crypto. And if you haven't seen my video from earlier today or yesterday, depending on when you're watching this, I talked about how there's a huge use case for crypto now and how bears don't understand that there's a huge utility now for crypto. I mean, literal nations are accepting crypto payments because it's one of the easiest and most frictionless ways to accept payments. And actually, you can go look up these payments. They've raised about 15 Bitcoin just recently. And on their Ethereum address, they were able to raise about $2.7 million worth of Ethereum. So almost 1,000 Ethereum. And this is probably even higher by the time you see this because this is from a couple hours ago. So huge amounts of adoption happening right now. And I think people just don't necessarily see that. People that aren't paying attention to it aren't seeing all the use cases for crypto in a time like this. Now, like I said earlier, I did some reallocation. I really want to focus on the cryptos I feel most strongly about. Now, that means that I either have to bring new capital in or I have to sell some of my other cryptos. Now, I have been buying the dips. I talked about it in a video maybe about a week ago, how I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm putting a certain amount in twice a week. And then I'm also buying, I have different levels where I will buy Bitcoin heavily and then some other cryptos less heavy, assuming we fall down. Now, I got triggered on a couple of those earlier this week. I think it was 38,000 and then 35,000 I bought in on crypto. And I bought larger amounts than I normally would buy because I saw price weakness. Now that turned out to be pretty good because we've rebounded nicely. But if we fall further, I will continue to buy more and buy heavier. Now, yesterday I did some reallocating. I sold off some of my cryptos. I just didn't feel like either, again, had a strong narrative or I had just a small amount so it wasn't even worth paying attention to, or they just weren't delivering on what they were trying to do. And I feel like there are stronger cryptos to invest in. Now, if I don't include the crypto that you like on this list, that's fine. I don't know every single crypto out there, and everyone has a different goal. Everyone has different processes for why they invest. So just know that these are the 5 cryptos that I really want to allocate more towards. And it starts with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I've been allocating in heavily recently. And I think there just really isn't I feel like there's not really a bear scenario or a bearish point to make about Bitcoin right now. Like people thought that it just wasn't good for transactions. Well, a lot of people are using it to save. And now with Lightning Network, you can use it for transactions very quickly. Some people think that it's just used for crime, and that's just not the case. We also have people that just think that's too volatile, which I think is really one of the only things you can say about Bitcoin specifically or crypto that would make you not interested in it. But I can guarantee you that fiat is going down to zero or near zero over the coming years, I think Bitcoin has a pretty good chance of appreciating. So the risk reward, I think, is much better by buying Bitcoin. Now, we could always fall further from here, right? We could always have more macro uncertainty, but I feel like Bitcoin is making a real good use case scenario right now, or it's strengthening its use case with everything that's happening in the world between Canada and Ukraine freezing accounts from their citizens. There's never been a better time to buy Bitcoin for adjusted risk returns, in my opinion. Now, some people might say, okay, well, when the Fed start printing money, then that was a better time. But honestly, we haven't gone up that much over the last year, right? We're pretty much sideways. We're actually down a little bit on the 1 year, I believe. And so many things fundamentally have gotten stronger in the background. So Bitcoin, I think, is a must. And as the market's falling down or as there's lots of volatility, I think Bitcoin is one of the best risk to reward ratios, because if we fall down, it will fall less. If we go up, sure, it might not 10x over the coming months. But when you look at it compared to every other asset, it's got a very strong risk to reward ratio. Second, I bought Ethereum. I'm a little bit boring. I like Ethereum. I know that it has high transaction fees, but it is by far the most widely used crypto. When you look at the total value locked too, it holds the majority of the total value locked. Maybe that changes at some point, but right now it is over 50%. And with Ethereum 2.0 coming, I still think there's a strong narrative. With it being a $330 billion market cap, it's still easier to invest in for a lot of institutions. Now, I think Ethereum still isn't the best product out there, but you always have to, there's always a give and take. So I'm not going to edit this video, so sorry if I'm mumbling a little bit, but there's always a give and take with Ethereum or with any of these cryptos. You either have more decentralization or you have more scalability, you have faster transaction time. So it's just a question of what you want, but I think there is still a good use case for Ethereum. Now, the next one that I bought was actually further down the line, and it's Solana. Solana I still think is the best product out there in terms of scalability, quickness, transaction speed, and I've used it several times. I just love it. And the fact is we're down 66%. We're basically 1/3 the price that we were at the peak. And I know that it's highly centralized, but at a $29 billion market cap, it's one of the best cryptos out there to use if you're actually trying to do something with crypto. And I feel like I just need a higher allocation of this because it is so nice to use. Then I wanted to buy Terra, but the fact is it has been on a tear recently, pardon the pun there, but it's up 50% on the 7 days. And this is partly because of the new backing for Anchor with Bitcoin. Part of it's, the fact that they could get large investors to buy at about $51 or $54. I forgot exactly what it was, and lock it up for 4 years, or vesting period over 4 years in a time of uncertainty. So big money still buying this. I really like Terra's ecosystem. I use Anchor a lot. It's just pretty expensive compared to a lot of other cryptos. So I really want to buy more of this. I'll probably buy more on a dip though. So the fourth crypto that I bought was Polygon. Polygon, along with Solana, are two of my favorite blockchains to use, or two of my favorite cryptos to use. It's still cut in about half from where it was before, and it's used for almost every single platform out there that's trying to scale or uses Ethereum but wants lower transaction fees. I mean, if you guys want, you can check out the link underneath the video to Unstoppable Domains. They're a partner of the channel, and they use Polygon because they have such low fees. They actually have no renewal fees and no claiming fees now because of the fact that they are using Polygon. So if you guys want to check them out, there's a link underneath the video where you can get a readable wallet address starting at $5. It's going to be widely used. A lot of people need to scale up what they're doing, and the fact is no one's going to pay $20 for a transaction fee on a transaction that costs a few dollars, like with Ethereum. So Polygon's a good way to go. And then I went down the line a little bit, and again, I keep on being the drum on this, but Phantom I think is a good deal right now. It's half off from its high. It's around a $4.4 billion market cap, but when you look at the total value locked compared to the market cap, it is at an insane value. So Phantom's got about 11 billion in total value locked at about a market cap of 4.4 billion. So that means that it is trading for about 1 out of 2.5 when you compare the total value locked. So when you compare that to Ethereum, Ethereum's market cap is 3 times larger than the total value locked. So it is Phantom is significantly cheaper when you take a look at the total value locked. And there's just a lot happening on Ethereum or on Phantom. You can see that this one multi is the majority of the TVL, but there's still happening a lot happening. And the fact is, people are just scared with these lower cap cryptos. And I took some allocation from some of these lower cap cryptos, and I want to reallocate it towards cryptos I still think had a lot of upside potential, which is why I wanted to throw Phantom into the mix. Now, again, the majority of what I'm putting into the market, new money is going into Bitcoin and then a little bit into Ethereum and then sometimes into some of the smaller cap cryptos, but the majority is going to Bitcoin. There's just such a good use case for it now and such a strong narrative for Bitcoin these days. Now, again, you guys can check out the link to FTX underneath the video, and I will see you in the next video. Let me know what cryptos you're buying, and you can donate to Ukraine, remember, going to their official website here. It has been verified by a few people that this is the official donation of Ukraine. So you guys can check that out. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.